What's up, guys? I'm Julia, Master Coach here with Living.Fit. Today we have a total body workout. The protocol is this: 10 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. We're gonna start off with slam balls and swings, so getting a little bit of power work, power capacity work here because the rest period's short. And then we're gonna get into split squats, and next up is going to be overhead press and rows. So let's go ahead and get started. Starting in 5 seconds, first movement up, we got kettlebell swings. Here we go, hinge at the hips, hike the kettlebell back, and swing your hips forward. I should say thrust your hips forward. And time, good. Grab onto the slam ball. We got overhead slam ball throws. Slam balls, that's what we'll call them. Overhead slams, minus the ball because we're using a ball. All right, here we go. 3 seconds, ready, and up on your toes, slam it down. Woo, time. With those, you want to come up on your toes and slam it down here, become like a statue after you finish slamming it, right? So you're up here, become a statue as quick as possible, working on that deceleration. You're gonna feel your glutes, hammies. Woo, back to swings, let's go. Drop it down. Whew. This is a fiery combination. Getting spicy, feeling the glutes, hamstrings. Total body work here. 5 seconds and we're going back to slam balls. Here we go. Woo. All finished off. Here we go, 20 seconds rest. We have 5 rounds of each total of those, right? So we're going 10 rounds total. Back up to kettlebell swings. Let's do this. Start here, hike it back, thrust your hips forward. Squeeze those glutes at the top. Ribs are stacked over your hips at the top, right? So you're gonna swing it back, stack those ribs over your hips. You're not gonna lean it back here. You're gonna be nice and compact at the top. So we're doing it safely. Back to slam balls. Whew. I like to reset in the middle each time, just so we can give each movement the most power that you can with each rep. So reset at the middle, stand up tall, slam it back down. Here we go, back to swings. Oh yeah, every time. Shake it out. We got only 20 seconds of rest in between each movement. So we're gonna finish this up strong. Going back to slam balls starting in 3 seconds. Grab it here. I'll go this angle. Fun throwing balls around, you know? Something about it. It just changes things up. I love lifting, but throwing med balls around or slam balls, one of my favorites. Here we go. Back to swings. Whew. Good. And again, if you want to make this a little bit harder, you can try to get in more reps, go a little bit quicker, or up the weight on your kettlebells. If you want to take it down a notch, drop the weight. Don't go as aggressive. Here we go. Good. And that's time. So we got a 1.5 minute rest, and we are then going into split squats. So we'll go split squats on the right side, split squats on the left, and we're gonna repeat that for 10 rounds total. So we'll end up doing 5 on each side. Grab a weight that is moderate, right? So can you do 8 to 12 reps with this weight? If yes, it's a good amount of weight. We're gonna go for, try to aim for 5 to 8 reps within the 10 seconds, and then we'll have 20 seconds of rest, and then we're gonna switch sides. So I've got dumbbells here. If you don't have dumbbells, you can grab kettlebells. If you only have one kettlebell, you can hold goblet, right? A goblet hold here. So you can do your split squats in this position. What I'm gonna do with this round is grab onto these dumbbells here and go right here. With the split squats, you wanna make sure as you're coming down, this knee is underneath your hip, right? So find that position, even start from the ground, right? Move these out of the way. Start from the ground here, and we're gonna get it right now. Here we go, 10 seconds. Knee comes right down underneath that hip, that bottom knee, and we're pressing through that right foot. So this front foot, heel to stand up. Whew, gonna switch sides. So whether or not your knee comes over your toe, if your shin's vertical, either is fine, right? Either of them works. What you wanna focus on is my heel pressing through to stand up on that front leg? Do I feel my glutes? Do I feel my quads? You wanna be feeling both of those. You don't wanna feel the pressure in your knee, right? You wanna feel your muscles actively working. And then stand up, no, we're not standing, but tall chest, right? Ribs over your pelvis here. And we're pressing to stand up. And trying to keep your balance, because that's important too. Good. And whew, bringing it back down. If you want to make it a little bit harder and challenge your stability, you can line up your heel with your knee. So we're making that distance more narrow, and you can stand up here. That'll really target those inner thighs, groin area. Whew, switching it up. Whew, and back down. Whew, I already feel this. So you can challenge yourself stability-wise by just narrowing your base of support. If you're not feeling that, keep it normal, right? So, 5 seconds, and then we're going to the other side here. If you can't start from the bottom each time, then obviously just pick up the weights and start from the top position. As you get heavier and you start using heavier weights, it's gonna be a little bit more challenging to start from a dead position. So as your weight increases throughout the weeks, as you get stronger, you can pick them up off the floor and start from the top position. Whew, shake it out onto the next side. So I'll start from the top position here and back down. So your knees going over your midfoot, and you are standing up nice and tall, really driving through that front foot, right? The back leg is just support. Front leg's working the entire time as it's in the front there. So shake it out onto the next side. Hopefully you feel the burn, because I know I am. Oh, here we go. Ooh, The balance gets a little bit tough as you start to feel fatigued. And you also might start to feel like the inner thighs as the reps goes on and as the sets goes on, because your muscles are starting to fatigue. You're starting to recruit other muscles to help yourself balance. So that's why I love split squats. Whew, I'm talking too much. Here we go. Whew. Anyway, that's why I love split squats, because it challenges you in so many different ways. And it's a quote unquote functional movement, right? So we're always in this split stance, and getting strong in this split stance, super supportive, not only for athletes who are running and sprinting, but as we get older, right? We're gonna have to balance, we're gonna have to go upstairs. Oh, and we're back. Here we go. Finishing it up, nice and strong. Press through that front foot, good. Whew, such a good one. And this allows, if your hips are tight, this puts you in a better position to get strong, right? Sometimes we're limited in our capacity to get full flexion or, again, too much talking. Sometimes people have an easier time doing this split stance than a bilateral movement when you're like this. And it's not saying don't do bilateral movement. It's just saying, I'm just saying, work on that mobility as you get stronger in different positions, right? So it's not saying don't ever do that workout, or don't ever do that exercise. Work on your mobility as you get stronger in different positions. So split squats complete. Good job. We have one more round of movements. We got rows and overhead press. So gonna move this out of the way. Get a little upper body work in. For rows, we're gonna stay in a bent over position here. So I'm gonna grab these kettlebells and we're gonna hinge at the hips here. So our upper body should be parallel to the ground. Okay, upper body parallel to the ground. Actively push your arm through. Press the kettlebell into the floor as you row. One side, switch to the other side. And then we're gonna do standing overhead press, pairing that together. So starting here, and we're just gonna alternate overhead press here. So really focusing on that core as you drive your arms up. Same thing here, right? So as we're in this position, as you're working one arm at a time, you want that upper back rotation as you're rowing, and you also want to make sure your core is engaged and hips are stable, right? So starting in 5 seconds, we're going to begin with rows and then pair that with presses. Let's go. So I'm pushing into the floor with the arm that's straight, and I am rowing with the other arm, kettlebell to the chest. And you can have whatever position you want. You can have your arms here straight as you row, or you can have a little bit of a rotation and external rotation as you row to your chest. So overhead press here, slight bend in the knee, and press straight up. We're going bicep to ear. Good. Switch back to rows. With that one, slight bend in the knee with the presses, and you want, again, rib cage over your hips as you press forward. Okay, here we go, back to rows. And if you can't get into this position with a narrow stance, you can widen your feet out to get closer to the ground. And you're gonna feel your hips or your hammies and glutes working as you stabilize for that row. Starting in 5 seconds, back to overhead press. Slight bend in the knee, core's engaged, and we're here. Nice and strong. You should feel that stretch in the lats as you press up. So reach up to the sky as you press. Or the roof if you're inside. So 10 seconds left. Back to rows. Open up the chest if you need it. Shake it out. And let's get it. Back to rows. Open up the chest. Shake it out. Good work, team. You got this. We got 5 seconds left. Back to those overhead presses. Bring those dumbbells up. Alternating press right here. Good. I mean, there's so many different ways you can do this. You can go both arms at a time if you want to. You can lower the weight, increase the weight, change it up to what you're feeling today. Use this protocol, make it your own, because what matters most is what you can get out of this workout, right? So I'm using these weights. Oh, we're going back. I'm using these weights. If you're feeling stronger today, up the weight, right? It's a short rest period. But if you're feeling like getting after it today, then get after it. Shake it out. We're going back to rows. Grab the dumbbells. Starting in 5 seconds. Again, core's nice and engaged. Bicep to ear. Rib cage over that pelvis, right? Over your hip bones. Time. I love these protocols because they're short, they're sweet, and they are to the point, right? Otherwise, like if you're lifting, you know, sometimes you take a little bit longer rest, which is fine if you're going heavy, right? You want that longer rest, but being on a timer really condenses the workout and makes it super efficient. So if you're short on time, if you're just getting your workout in during your lunch period, lunch break, then these protocols are perfect for that. And you can sub out any type of movements, pair them together, and make it your own. Woo! Shake it out. And here we go. Whew. Back to overhead press. Finish it up strong. Biceps to ears. Really feel that lat stretch and control it on the way down, right? Whether you're pressing up or pulling it back down, actively engage your muscles both ways, right? It's so easy to just go through the range of motion and like come up and down, but you can make it so much harder if you really engage, create tension as you press up and down. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed that one. Let me know if you did, and I will see you next time.